Hello, Auntie. How are you?
Hello, fine.
Fine.
તું કેમ છે? હા,
All good.
fine. Okay. હજી મેં first છું?
No, no,
I'm the first one to join?
no. Some other people also joined. Roja, Amina, Shilpa. So many people
Okay.
already joined. Five participants are there.
Okay, okay, okay.
Thank you for joining. Thank you so much.
Okay, it's welcome. Welcome, welcome. Everything fine, no, baby?
Yes, everything's fine. Nice to see you.
Thank you.
I will mute you so we can start the session. People are still joining in. Let's give a few minutes and then we'll start with peak state programming. Okay, we'll start in few minutes with our peak state programming. Let me check with you all that you can listen the music. So I'll do that, okay? Can you all listen to music? Please write in the chat box or you can unmute yourself.
No, madam, not able to listen.
Okay. I mean, I just played for a little while. Can you hear now? Okay. Perfect. Okay, so to the all new participants, I will explain in a little brief that what is a peak state programming. So this peak state programming is designed by Tony Robbins, who is the best motivational speaker in the whole world. And he wrote many books and he do these all seminars. His paid seminars are very, very expensive, but he's the leader in that motivational speaking and all that. He changed many lives over the years, and he designed this peak state programming in the actually you should do early in the morning too when you wake up, but you can do any time of the day. This is to just alert your mind so that your mind is receptive to a new learning. It's completely open and receptive. So let's start with the peak state programming. What we do is generally we are not running here. We are just pretending to be running. So what we generally do is we just bend ourselves, like we take a running position, put one foot forward and one foot behind, and just make a movement like this. So you feel like you're running. Actually, you're not running, but in your mind you are running. Okay, and you have to think that you are going to win the race, whatever you are doing, and you have to think that you are the winner. Okay, and you are running so fast. So let's start. Everyone is ready? Please write in the chat box. Okay, let's start. Run, 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 run faster, faster, faster. Run, 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 run. Yes, I am the winner. Yes, I am the winner. Okay, now we will do the left leg forward and again bend. Your tummy should be in, like your tummy should bend. You should feel like that. So this is a physiology that we are working on. And there is a science behind this process to alert your mind, to make it focused. Whenever you start something new, or whenever you going in meeting or anything like that, you should be doing this. It just takes seconds to do it. And it's a very, very effective. I've been doing for last 6 months, and I'm so alert whenever I'm learning or doing something very important. Okay. Yes, I am the winner. We all are the winners. Yes. So we should be always celebrating our life, because life is so beautiful. Okay, I'll start the screen sharing and we can start the book now. Okay, who'd like to read for us today? Any volunteer to read? Manoharji, would you like to read?
Yes, madam.
Okay.
Actually, in the WhatsApp group, somebody has sent a message. They are not able to join the link. So I was sending the link to them.
Okay, okay. Yeah, just ask them to just click on the link. There
No,
is
they
no
have written
password.
somebody. Yeah, they have written, I can't log in. Do we have another ID and passcode? So I'm sending the same link to them. If
Okay,
they can help. Yeah, so we
thank
can
you for helping.
start the reading.
Mm.
So you need to scroll down, madam.
Yes, yes. So yesterday we were going to start this. A great mystery is revealed.
Yeah.
Okay, are you ready?
Yeah, ma'am. Actually,
Okay.
I have the book also, so I'll go slow with the book.
Perfect, perfect.
You can keep on scrolling.
Okay.
so that we are in synchronization.
I will just explain to them this picture over here. So in this picture, you can see that she has a lady, right? A lady has a book in her hand, and there are magical sparkles coming out of this book. So here's the great mystery will be revealed in this chapter. Okay, you can start reading.
Yeah. So good afternoon, everybody. Maybe morning at your place. So the great mystery is revealed. The following passage comes from the Gospel of Matthew in the Holy Scriptures, and it has mystified, confused, and been misunderstood by many people over the centuries. There's a saying, whoever has will be given more, and he will have an abundance. Whoever does not have, even what he has will be taken from him. You have to admit that when you read the passage, it appears unjust, as it seems to be saying that the rich will get richer and the poor will get poorer. But there's a riddle to be solved in the passage, a mystery to uncover, and when you know it, a new world will have opened up for you. The answer to the mystery that has eluded so many centuries is only one hidden golden word, that is gratitude. Whoever has gratitude will be given more, and he or she will have an abundance. Whoever does not have gratitude, even when he or she has, will be
Even
taken
what
from
he
him
or
or
she
her.
had. Mhm.
Yeah. So can I go ahead?
So can you see this? If you read this sentence particularly, you will feel like, oh, whoever has more, that they will be given more. And whoever does not have, so you think like the rich will be getting richer and richer because they have and they will be given more. But this is a mystery. People misunderstood this for a long time. They could not solve this riddle. And now Rhonda Byrne and many other people in the past, they solved this mystery and they replaced this word. They placed this word in the sentence, gratitude. So whoever has gratitude will be given more. So this is a law of attraction. We will be reading this more and more. Okay, you can go ahead now.
Yeah. So whoever has gratitude will be given more, and he or she will always have abundance. Whoever does not have gratitude, even what he has or what she has will be taken away from him or her. By the revelation of one hidden word, a cryptic text is made crystal clear. 2000 years have passed since those words were recorded, but they are as true as today as they were. If you don't take the time to be grateful, you will never have more, and what you do have, you will lose. And the promise of the magic that will happen with gratitude is in these words. The words are, if you're grateful, you will be given more and you will have an abundance. From the Quran, the promise of gratitude is equally emphatic. And in brackets, remember, when God proclaimed, if you're grateful, I will give you more. But if you're ungrateful, verily my punishment is indeed severe.
Okay, so this sentence here, it is written in our Holy Quran, our holy book from the Islam. So what it says is that when God proclaimed, if you are grateful, so what it is saying is like when you bow down to the God, when you bow down to Allah or Khuda, whatever you believe in, so when you bow down to them, it is they will give you more and more. But if you are ungrateful for what you have, whatever you have, it will also be taken away. So many people who are people like us, poor or middle class, if they are very grateful, whatever they have, the food, the water, they have every like uh, the home to live in, whenever they are grateful, they will be given more and more. They will be like a favorite children of God. But whoever, even the rich people, whoever does not recognize what they have, they don't they don't take out the time to be grateful for what they have. Whatever they have, they get diminished over and over. So this is like not something which only Rhonda Byrne is saying. It is the universal truth. Okay, let's read further. Manoharji, you can start reading further.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter what religion you follow, and whether you're religious or not. These words from the Holy Scriptures and the Quran apply to you and your life. These are describing fundamental law of science and of the universe. So it's a universal law. Gratitude operates through a universal law that governs your whole life. According to the law of attraction, which governs all the energy in our universe, from the formation of an atom to the movement of the planets, like attracts like. It's because of the law of attraction that the cells of every living creature are held together, as well as the substance of every material object. In your life, the law operates on your thoughts and feelings because they are energy too. And so whatever you think, whatever you feel, you attract to you.
Okay, so this is the law of universe. This is the law of attraction. Whatever you feel, that is, you're giving out that energy in the universe. And whatever you receive is the same frequency of the energy that you are receiving in your life as a day-to-day circumstances. Okay, you can read further.
So if you think, I don't like my job, I haven't got enough money, I can't find my perfect partner, I can't pay my bills, I think I'm
a
coming
little
down.
more slower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you think, I don't like my job, I haven't got enough money, I can't find my perfect partner, I can't pay my bills, I think I'm coming down with something, he or she doesn't appreciate me, I don't get along with my parents, my child is a problem, my life is a mess, or my marriage is in trouble, then you must attract more and more of those experiences. But if you think about what you're grateful for, like, I love my job, my family is very supportive, I had the best vacation, I feel amazing today, I got the biggest tax refund ever, I had a great weekend camping with my son, and you sincerely feel the gratitude, the law of attraction says you must attract more of those things into your life. It works in the same way as metal being drawn to a magnet. Your gratitude is magnetic, and the more gratitude you have, the more abundance you magnetize. It is the universal law.
So here she's saying that whenever you think all the negative thoughts in your mind, like I have this problem, I have that problem, I don't have a good job, or I don't have money, all those thoughts are bringing the same kind of experiences in your life. But if you even small little things, if you magnetize, like I will just share my experience from yesterday. In my hospital, I got a nice bag, but when I was receiving that, it was given to all the employees, and it's a really nice laptop bag. But like when I received, I magnetized it so much with my feelings that wow, hospital gave me this so much very nice bag. And I was so grateful. I was so grateful to the universe, and I was so grateful to my hospital that they give me. So I know that it's always magnetized, and it also makes you feel better and better. So even small things in your life, very little things, that you have to magnetize it. You have to feel the gratitude every second of your life, and that is universal law. It will bring you more and more things to be grateful for. Okay, you can read further.
Yeah. So you will have heard the saying, like, whatever goes around comes around. You reap what you sow, and you get what you give. Well, all those sayings are describing the same law, and they are also describing a principle of the universe that the greatest scientist, Sir Isaac Newton, discovered. Newton's scientific discoveries included the fundamental laws of motion in the universe, one of which says every action always has an opposite and equal reaction. So when you apply the idea of gratitude to Newton's law, it says every action of giving thanks always causes an opposite reaction of the receiving. And what you receive will always be equal to the amount of gratitude you have given. This means that the very action of gratitude sets off a reaction of receiving, and the more sincerely and more deeply grateful you feel, in other words, the more gratitude you give, the more you will receive.
So here's the idea, like all the scientists and all the great people who is we have been seeing, all those great people like Gandhiji or Buddha or Hussein or any of those people who knew this law. They knew this law of the gratitude. They knew this law of attraction, and that's what they did their whole life. So so many things were given to them, was revealed to them by God. Okay, so we can start further.
So the golden, where was I? Yeah, I need to
When you
scroll up.
apply the idea of gratitude
Yeah,
to Newton's
okay.
law.
So when you apply the idea of gratitude to Newton's law, it says every action of giving thanks always causes an opposite reaction of receiving. And when you receive will always be equal to the amount of gratitude you have given. This means that the very action of gratitude sets off a reaction of receiving. And the more sincerely and the more deeply grateful you feel, in other words, the more gratitude you give, the more you will receive. So coming to the golden thread of gratitude, dating back thousands and thousands of years to the earliest recordings of humankind, the power of gratitude was preached and practiced, and from there was passed on through the centuries, sweeping across the continents, permeating one civilization and culture to the next. The major religions of Christianity, Islam, Judaism, Buddhism, Sikhism, and Hinduism all have gratitude at their core.
Okay,
Mohabbat
so
said that gratitude.
okay.
Yeah.
So all these books from our beautiful religions, all those books and all the leaders from the religions, whoever was enlightened in the past, they all always teach us to be grateful for whatever we have, and feel good about it. It's not like only saying things out loud or out it's not like that. You have to feel the gratitude within for whatever you have. Okay, you can read further.
So Muhammad said that gratitude for the abundance you have received is the best insurance that the abundance will continue. Buddha said that you have no cause for anything but gratitude and joy. Lao Tzu said that if you rejoice in the way things are, the whole world will belong to you. Krishna said that whatever is offered, he accepts with joy. King David spoke of giving thanks to the whole world for everything between the heavens and the earth. And Jesus said, thank you before he performed each miracle. From the Australian Aborigines to the African Maasai and Zulu, from the American Navajo, Shawnee and Cherokee to the Tahitians, Eskimo and Maori, the practice of gratitude is at the very root of most indigenous traditions. So the saying goes, when you arise in the morning, give thanks for the morning light, for your life and strength, give thanks for your food and the joy of living. If you see no reason of giving thanks, the fault lies within yourself.
So what is trying to say is, you should always find something to be grateful. If you are not finding it, that doesn't mean that you don't have any blessings. You already have the blessings, but you are not able to find it. So now with our conscious mind, we will be trying to find everything that we have, and we will give thanks to everything that we have. So in the coming chapters, we will see what we should be thankful about. Okay, you can go further.
So history is laden with famous figures who practiced gratitude and whose achievements put them amongst the greatest human beings who have ever lived. Gandhi, Mother Teresa, Martin Luther King Jr., the Dalai Lama, Leonardo da Vinci, Plato, Shakespeare, Aesop, Blake, Emerson, Dickens, Proust, Descartes, Lincoln, Jung, Newton, Einstein, and many, many more. Albert Einstein's scientific discoveries changed the way we see the universe. And when asked about his monumental achievements, he spoke only of giving thanks to others. One of the most brilliant minds of all time thanked other people over 100 times a day for the work they had done. So is it any wonder that so many lives mystery were revealed to Albert Einstein? Is it any wonder that Albert Einstein made some of the greatest scientific discoveries in history? He practiced gratitude every single day of his life, and in return, he received many forms of gratitude. So when
Many
Isaac
forms of
Newton,
abundance. Mhm.
yeah,
So
so
this,
when
you see the Albert Einstein, he was here many years ago. I think he was in here in 2000 BC or 2000 to 4000. I don't exactly remember, but we still remember him. We still remember all his discoveries, and we still, the books in our history and books in our science, they all teach about Albert Einstein's scientific discoveries. Why all those discoveries was revealed to him? Because he was very grateful person. He thanked everybody, whoever was involved in his life. He said thanks over 100 times a day to all of them who were involved. So, okay, let's read further about the Isaac Newton.
so when Isaac Newton was asked how he had achieved the scientific discovery he said that that he stood on the shoulders of giants. Isaac Newton, recently voted the greatest contributor to science and humankind, was also grateful to those men and women who lived before him. So the scientists, philosophers, inventors, discoverers, and prophets who practiced gratitude reaped its results, and most were aware of its inherent power. Yet, still, gratitude's power is unknown to most people today, because to experience the magic of gratitude in your life, you have to practice it.
Exactly. So we will read my discovery from tomorrow. So in all this chapter, and even we read yesterday, that this is the mystery. This is the mystery that nobody knew. But right now, so many people in the world know, but before some years, nobody knew about this mystery, that whoever gives gratitude will receive more and more in abundance. So we all are here to live a very magical, very beautiful, abundant life. We are not here to struggle every day. We are not here to fret over little things, to, you know, feel bad whole day, feel sad, feel fearful, or feel guilty, or feel all those kind of feelings. We are not here to experience those. We are here to experience joy. We are here to experience happiness. We are here to experience prosperity in our lives. And what we believed, that we have to just live like this. We always believe that whatever we are given because of the luck, or because of whatever we think. But it's not like that. The law of universe, or law of attraction, says whatever you give, you have to give in order to receive. If you give appreciation to others, if you give love to others, if you give thanks to others, that is what you are going to receive back in your life. This is like a law of karma. Also in Hinduism, it is a law of karma. So law of karma is this, nothing other than this. It is the law of attraction. The law of attraction simplifies it for us, that whatever we give, we receive. If we give money to the poor people, to the needy people, with a filled with gratitude, then we receive more and more. So everything in life, whatever you give, you receive. So you have to understand, and you will realize that how many years we lived without, we just took things for granted. We took our parents for granted. We took all our blessings for granted. We have been given so much throughout our life, so much, but we never paid any gratitude to those. And whoever paid gratitude, they are already reaping the benefits. It is like the garden, in the garden, if you don't plant good seeds, you will not receive any good fruit or any good vegetable. So you have to plant seed today in order to receive in the future. So you have to give thanks today in order to receive abundance in the future. So that is why we are reading this book. I'm pretty sure it will change all your life, and it changed mine in past 6 months. And I'm very, very happy that you all are taking this opportunity to look into your life and to change it, to improve it. And you all are here for a reason. Everything happens in life for a reason. Somewhere you were already seeking to improve your life, and that is the reason you are here. So do continue with this journey, do trust the process, and we will really uncover the magical life ahead of us. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining in. I really, really thank you from bottom of my heart and from my, and I'm so glad that you all joined. Okay, so anybody has any questions? Okay, let me talk about the affirmation. So we will continue the same affirmation that I choose happiness and I'm happy. And another affirmation will be, I'm open and receptive. So this affirmation is going into your subconscious mind. When you repeat it 7 times, it goes directly. So it's actually what it's doing. It's erasing some past belief, and it is replacing with the positive belief. We will talk about beliefs more in future when we unfold this book. But I really, really want you to do this affirmations every day. I will be sending one more affirmation today from the Heart Thoughts book with our beautiful author Louise Hay. And she wrote all these affirmations which come from her heart. Okay, so Arwa Shakir is asking that can we write affirmations anytime in a day, or we have to write in morning only? No, generally you can write it anytime, but I would suggest you write it early morning when you wake up, because it goes, when you wake up, your conscious mind is still like trying to wake up. It's still not there. So at that time, your subconscious mind is there. And you want to change the belief in your subconscious mind. That's why you need to write this in the morning. But it doesn't matter even if you can write anytime during the day, it will affect your subconscious mind. Okay, so you can write anytime, but do write it 7 times, and we will be doing this for 21 days. We have been doing it for like, I think 2 days, and yeah, this will be our 3rd day. So I will ask you to change whenever, and even you can write more affirmations, whatever you want to achieve in your recent future. Yes, Geeta ji, we have to write it 7 times, each affirmation. Yes, if you can write it 21 times, that is great, but I know people don't have that much time. I'm very, very glad, and I'm very, very thankful to all of you that you are taking out some time for yourself, for your inner self, for the spirituality. And this will, I can promise you, this is going to change the way you live. I promise it, if you do the assignments regularly. Any other questions? We will be logging off soon. Thank you everyone. Thank you Geeta ji, thank you Farida, thank you Nafisa, thank you Arwa, thank you VVS, thank you Leah for joining in. Thank you, Shilpa. And thank you to all of you participants. Any of you have any questions before we log off? Thank you, Amina. Thank you, Manohar ji, for reading it so beautifully. Thank you, Roja. Thank you. Love you, Geeta ji. Love you. Okay, so see you all again tomorrow at 3 p.m. Indian time, and it's 5:30 a.m. in here in US. And let's begin our journey with a very positive attitude and with happiness, with joy, and we will discover. Thank you, Narvi. Thank you, Narvi, for joining in. Narvi is one of my colleagues here, and she's joining us every day. Thank you. All right. See you all. Bye. Have a lovely day.
Bye bye.
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 Bye.